Put a little bit of the rub, nigga, I gotta be safe.
Let's get some sports talk.
That's nice. But until Jim Harbaugh beats Ohio State, I'm still going to be suspicious of his talents at Michigan, and I bet you are too, Stephen A.
Paul, what about the fact that forget, like we're all saying, oh, well, the one thing you got to do is beat Ohio State. What other win does he have since coming back from the pros? Like, this is clearly his best win, right? I can't think off the top of my head of beating an undefeated team, a top-ranked team. Like, what? This
Well, no, I mean, already. I mean, let's talk about this year. He went down to Georgia and got lost by a touchdown. The last time we saw him in a significant game, he lost at Ohio State a couple of years ago, like last year, badly. I mean, I don't want to harp.
It's a good quality win, but everybody gonna hold everything over his head until he beat Ohio State. That's why too many people ain't gonna worry about this win. They want to know, can you beat Ohio State to get that monkey off your back? And he haven't beaten them yet. It's still like when they get to them, they don't play well. They still have to beat them. And Jim Harbaugh had to show them I could beat them, but if he don't, he's still gonna have things look over his shoulder because he can't beat them in his division.
Hey, harp on Jim Harbaugh because, Michigan fans think they've just discovered a cure for polio because they beat Notre Dame. Listen, I'm happy for your Wolverines. I mean,
it was a beatdown, Paul.
You put that next to the 1.5 national championships you've won in the last 70 years.
Shade.
I mean, Alabama won a national championship last week, I think.
Pure shade. You know who's throwing shade at you? Urban Meyer's wife, Shelley. Have you seen Twitter?
I saw it.
So you came out with some fiery comments about Brian Kelly's future potentially at Notre Dame. Maybe Urban should go there. Talk to me on all this.
Yeah, I mean, all I was saying was after Saturday night, it's pretty obvious that Brian Kelly is never going to win a national championship at Notre Dame. Listen, he lost by 28 to Alabama a couple of years ago in the national championship game. He lost by 27. That's an improvement to Clemson last year in the college football playoff. We mentioned the Georgia game. And let's be honest, he's a good coach. He was National Coach of the Year last year. But he's not Urban Meyer. Urban Meyer has won 3 national championships and threw away 2 or 3 more. All I said was, if Notre Dame was wise, they would buy Brian out. Let him go to the NFL. I'm sure he could, ruin some franchise there, and bring Urban Meyer in. I'm not crazy about Urban Meyer. I think the folks that watch this show know that. But if you want to win, and Notre Dame fans they've sold their soul before, they can sell it again and hire Urban Meyer. That's all I'm saying.
Ooh. Well, my response to that would be the questionable health. The question, Max, I'll let you go, but the questionable health of Urban Meyer. It seems like every job he's been at, but there's some health issues that prop up.
That's why he retired, because he can't get too excited. You don't know what could happen on the sideline. That's why he went to be an analyst, because his health issues. If he get too excited, you got to look and make sure ain't nothing going to happen to him. That's why he ain't trying to coach again, because he know his health issue is the problem. And he know he can't get too excited because it's not good for him.
He's not getting any younger, and none of us are getting any younger. That would be my lone concern. And even though I know Urban Meyer is great, he's phenomenal as a head coach, and he'll win anywhere he goes. There's a whole bunch of coaches, Paul, that are damn good coaches that just ain't gonna win a national championship. So I don't know if I'm about Brian Kelly.
But we're not talking about Michigan here, Steve. We're not talking about Michigan here, Stephen. We're talking about Notre Dame. There's a little bit of difference in terms of their self-worth. I mean, Michigan fans are happy with moral victories. Notre Dame fans, think Newt Rockne and Ara Parseghian are still coaching there, and they expect to play for national championships, and they may play for them, but they're not going to win them under Brian Kelly. That's my only point.
I think your point holds water, Paul, especially when you consider, like, if you look at the fortunes of Ohio State, for example, in the last couple decades, or even the last 10 years, versus Notre Dame. It's not like one's warm weather, one's cold weather. If anyone has an institutional advantage, it's Notre Dame, which has a national following still.
It's interesting, if you go back to 2005, Urban Meyer was wooed by Notre Dame. He chose Florida over Notre Dame, and there's a lot of controversy about why. Some people maintain that Florida out-recruited Notre Dame. Others will say that he really wanted the Notre Dame job. He was on the staff there. He's on record as saying it was his dream job. He had a clause in his contract he could get out to go there. But the word was that they would not budge on academic admissions. Now, I have a hard time believing in 2019, with all the things that Notre Dame has done that make you want to go ooh in the night, that they would deny a chance to get a really good coach. And by the way, he's not the only coach out there. He's the only coach out there that's available with national championship credentials.
Oklahoma, meanwhile, falls to Kansas State. What are their playoff hopes done? They're done.
There's virtually no way back. And I know the people at the stats department will come up with a.
That's one thing, man. That's one thing I say. When you lose that one game, and it's going to be tough to make the playoffs. Why it's going to be tough? Because the Big 12 ain't got that many ranked teams in their conference for them to get more quality wins to get in the playoffs. I don't know, the committee, they might try to find a way to get them in there so they could play Alabama. But I always say that, man, that one loss could determine everything. And that was a bad loss against Kansas State. And by the Big 12 ain't got that many ranked teams in there, you ain't got no help to get them wins to get to the playoff. That one loss is going to hurt them.
A small percentage, but you don't lose a game like that, and they don't have a path. Their big win is over Texas. I mean, Texas is throwing up all over the state right now, and they do play Oklahoma has Baylor coming up here in a few weeks. That would be a really good win, but it's not enough to get them in the playoff. They will not trump a one-loss Alabama LSU or even a one-loss Penn State or Ohio State.
Let's talk about LSU. I'm surprised Stephen A. hasn't brought this up yet. You know how
I was getting ready to, but go ahead.
Alabama, what do you think? Do you think there's a chance that Tua will be back? I know they both have a bye a week from Saturday. We got a lot of former LSU players running around here. It's going to be a big matchup.
I believe he will be. Nick Saban's been very upbeat in talking about his return, and I'm certainly not a soothsayer, but I bet he's going to be in the game. And it gives Alabama, obviously, a much better chance. I mean, Mac Jones looked great against Arkansas. Max Kellerman would look great against Arkansas. And I just don't trust him to beat up.
Yeah, he gonna be back for that LSU game because that's a big game. Mac Jones, a good quarterback, but it was Arkansas he was playing to. So that's the only way he could beat them. But if Tua couldn't play, and Matt Jones played against LSU, you got to be concerned about that. Because you don't know he could get that job done against that type of team. And Tua going to be back for that big game.
LSU. I mean, Joe Burrow right now, Stephen A. and Max, is the best quarterback in college football. And there really isn't much debate. I mean, Tua certainly could make a claim for that. Jalen Hurts has been fantastic. Fields has been fantastic. But I was down in Baton Rouge the other day, and Joe Burrow is the real deal.
Get back to it.
Well, he's the real deal so far. We'll see what he looks like when he goes up against the Crimson Tide. Let me say this. But I do need an explanation from you, Paul. I mean, listen, why is Roll Tide? Why are they number 2 in the nation in the AP poll? How come I saw you on TV the other day having LSU ahead of Alabama? How did this happen? I mean, I think I saw one of you guys had Alabama at number 3 behind LSU and Ohio State. How?
Stephen A. has Alabama 1, 2, 3, 4.
You know, Stephen A., unlike you, I don't have that SEC bias. So, I have Ohio State number 1.
Paul's really on fire today. I love spicy Paul.
Because I think Ohio State's the most complete team in the country. I think LSU is next. And listen, I know, as everyone knows, that game will decide a lot.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN